What's up, everybody? Early Stoppage MMA here. Today we're going to be giving our picks for the UFC 323 card coming up this weekend, taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the T-Mobile Arena. A UFC classic to close out the pay-per-view era. Are you excited for these fights?
Dude, these are gonna be sick. This is our yearly Christmas present of Evan Pantoja in Vegas in December.
It is true. It is true. Yeah, this card honestly looks pretty good. There's not a ton of fights with a lot of weight outside of the main card, but that's okay. Most of these fights are pretty fun, to be honest.
For sure.
Why don't we jump right into it? We're going to give our pretty quick thoughts on some of the prelims here. Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner is back after retiring early, I think it was last year. Retirement did not last long.
Yeah. No. This fight is just gonna be a lot of really fun, striking. I think a lot really range kickbox fight, and I
Yeah,
think Jalen Turner will win.
I
I
do
think he's
too.
gonna come back, look really good, and then we might get a better new version of him.
Yeah. I think that Barboza has always been outsized by the people at lightweight, and I think that that's going to be exacerbated by the fact that he's so much older too, and he's moving up in weight to this division. I think he was way
Yeah.
better at featherweight, and he's just slowing down. Jalen Turner was good. Jalen Turner's problem was always his fight IQ, and against Edson Barboza at 38, up a weight class where he's a bit undersized and weak. And Jalen Turner is one of the biggest guys in that division. I think that it's just kind of a matchup that Jalen Turner's meant to walk away with.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped to see Jalen Turner back. First ever UFC fight I watched was Jalen Turner. Pretty
That's
sick.
actually a really cool piece of lore. I love that.
That
Yeah.
is lore.
I
I love
really
Jalen
I
Turner.
like Jalen Turner. I hope he comes back better than he was when he left.
I think he will. I think this is a very good get right fight for him.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, not much more to say than that. Moving on, Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. What are your thoughts on this one?
Uh, Vittoria on the early prelims is funny. Uh, really, all I have to say is we're gonna see Vittori's chin get checked more. I guess against Bruno Ferreira. Bruno Ferreira hits hard.
Yes.
Um, I'm probably leaning towards Ferreira just because Vittori's been on a skid, but I, I'm just excited to see Vittori get hit.
Yeah.
See what happens. That's kind of my thoughts on this one. I don't care much.
That is fair. I'm gonna be bold with this one. I think that Vittori is beyond washed. He just has had nothing in his last few fights. And I think that Bruno Ferreira is just dangerous. He's fucking coming out here and finishing everybody. I think that Bruno Ferreira is going to be the guy to crack Vittori's chin. I think Vittori can wear as much damage as he wants, but he's looked so bad and just let himself get beat up so much that at some point that chin has to break. It has to. And I think Bruno Ferreira could be the guy to do it. But I think it's going to be a kind of sad 3 rounds of just beating on Marvin Vittori until he's just up against the fence and he cannot do anything more and just can't even fight back. He's taken so much damage, and maybe it gets waved off as a TKO by the ref.
Mm.
So
It would be I won't lie to you. I'm not a big Marvin Vittori fan, but it would be a sad thing to watch him get KO'd because he's had this legendary chin for as long as I've been watching.
yeah, it's one of those things that you
To
wish
see
would
him
go on
get
forever.
KO'd would be
Yeah,
yeah. And then too that anybody we've ever seen with a great chin like that, and then they get cracked one time, it's over for them. To a Marvin Vittori level chin,
yeah,
the only other guy I can think of is Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell got
yeah,
cracked, his chin was gone, and then never again. He
yeah,
just was put out so easily. I think if that is the case, it's just going to be a repeat of that.
yeah. I mean, if Marvin Vittori loses this fight, he's going to drop out of the rankings more than likely, and at that point, it's one more fight, and then he should probably just hang it up. He's taken so much damage, and especially if he loses this fight that badly, yeah, give
Yeah,
him
if
a
he gets
fun
KO'd
retirement
here, I
fight and
think
then call it a day.
yeah, I don't dislike that.
Yeah. Moving on to honestly a better fight. This, in my opinion, is fight of the night material right here. But Fared
Yeah,
Ziam
this
versus
is the fight
Nazim
of the night.
Sadikov. Holy shit.
Just war. Every sense of the word, war is for Aziam versus Nazim Sadikov for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, looking at the odds according to UFC, Ziem's the favorite. I'm leaning Sadikov very biasly just because he's more fun to watch, I think. But
Yeah. I
I think Sadikov could totally do it.
Yeah, I'm also leaning Sedikov. He's just looked so good. He's so dangerous. And like this matchup isn't even like the reason it has such potential isn't because these are two guys that go out there to just like slug and shit, but just the talent in this matchup is like off the charts.
Yeah.
Like Fares Ziem is so good, Nazim Sadikov is so good. I think that again, like I said, I'm gonna pick Nazim Sadikov. I think he could probably get it done. I think it'll be more likely a decision because Fares Ziem is a very smart fighter. But that being said, I do think that there is a possibility that Fares Ziem comes out here and just kind of stinks it up, and
It does seem.
and just like keeps him at range and fights a very smart fight. Not to
I'm
say
kinda
that's the
getting those
wrong
vibes.
way to do it, but
I don't think Nazim will do that though. I think Nazim will risk his well-being and the potential the potential to lose the fight will go up with Nazim. I
Yeah.
think it just something about the way he fights is he doesn't care about getting hit because he wants to hit you harder. And I'm hoping that he's one of those guys that just can't be in a boring fight. That's my hope.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a ton, but everything he's been in has been really fun.
I agree. I agree. So, Nazim, I'm picking Nazim. You're picking Nazim. Nazim's our boy. I really hope that I do hope he wins because he's so entertaining.
Yeah. There's so many fun fights for him at lightweight too.
Yeah, seeing him in the rankings would just be awesome.
Oh, him versus Rufy.
Yeah, dude. Even him versus BSD would just rule.
Ooh.
So,
war.
moving on from there, we've got Macy Barber versus Karini Silva. I know you have so much to say about this one,
dude. I'll pick Macy Barber.
Same. I think she's just better than Karini Silva.
Yeah, I think so. I've watched more Macy Barber fights than Karini Silva fights. Yeah. So that's where I'm.
And Macy Barber is genuinely a good fighter.
Yeah, no, she's been good. I have no issues.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. What are your thoughts on this one?
I don't ever want to pick against Terrence McKinney, so I'm gonna pick Terrence McKinney to win by knockout in the first 60 seconds.
You know, that seems to be how it happens.
It's either that or he's gonna get KO'd in the first 2 minutes. I'll give him 1 extra minute before he gets KO'd. So I'm going Terrence McKinney KO.
I'm gonna pick Chris Duncan. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Chris Duncan's looked pretty good. He's fought pretty well, and I think that he's talented enough to be able to survive Terrence McKinney's onslaught and get the best of him. Plus, Terrence McKinney has a glass chin. He just does. And Chris Duncan, you don't even have to have that much power to put Terrence McKinney out. And Chris Duncan's fairly accurate and good at what he does. I think that he could probably, over 3 rounds, if he survives the first, find the chin of Terrence McKinney and put him out.
Yeah. It's really it's Terrence McKinney. We've talked about this every time Terrence McKinney fights. He's either going to knock him out in the first couple minutes or he's going to get KO'd.
Yes.
There's no in between.
No, I do not say this with any confidence. It is a coin flip every time he fights. It's like, will he knock the guy out in the first round? And it's like a 50-50 chance.
It is. It's insane. It's entertaining, though. Every Terrence McKinney fight is entertaining.
Yeah. When Terrence McKinney fights, you tune in. That's like the rule.
For sure.
You want to introduce the next one?
Dude, yes. Grant Dawson, Manel Torres. I'll just go out and say it. I think Grant Dawson is the next great lightweight. He's going to challenge Topuria for the belt in 2027. It's going to be sick.
Damn. That's crazy. I don't even know how to respond to that. What? Any
Grant
reason?
Dawson's a dog, bro.
Any particular reason why?
No, I think that was probably not truthful.
Oh, okay.
I think truthfully, Grant Dawson is just like a dude that can take a beating and will find ways to win fights. Like a very high IQ, but also could take a punch kind of guy. And he's entertaining to watch, to be honest with you. I think that he'll make it up to he'll win this and probably go up to like 10 or not 10, but like 11 or 12. He'll jump up a spot or two and then probably struggle from there is my guess.
Yeah.
I really want him to be really good.
Yeah, I think Grant Dawson is well past his point where he should have got another shot at the rankings. He easily could be fighting Mike Cano right now. There's a case for that,
Yeah.
something like that. Manuel Torres is dangerous. He is very dangerous, and Grant Dawson did get put out cold by Bobby Green. But honestly, like if there was ever a fight that you could point to as almost like a fluke of a KO, I do genuinely think it's that one. Because Grant Dawson in his last fights after that has taken punches from people with comparable power to Bobby Green and been fine. I think it's just you get caught and it happens, and that is what happened to Grant Dawson. So I don't think the chin is like fucking gone or anything, but he does have to worry about Manuel Torres. Manuel Torres is dangerous. He's a very good power puncher. But that being said, Grant Dawson is very good at fucking controlling people on the ground and just smudging them with his wrestling. Like he is the modern equivalent, I think, of like the epitome of like American wrestler in MMA that does well.
The next Colby Covington, you say?
Yeah, sure. He holds people on the ground. There's no submission threat, but he can just dominate you and just like keep you there for like the entire fight and do just enough that the refs won't break it up and stand you up. So yeah. I think Grant Dawson will just hold Manuel Torres against the fence or on the ground and just sort of take it to a decision.
Where do you see Grant Dawson on the new RAF promotion? You guys should check that out if you haven't. It's pretty awesome. I'm watching some true American wrestling.
If you're into that sort of thing, yeah, check it out.
Grant Dawson's should be on RAF 6, I think.
Okay.
They should really hire me as a matchmaker for all these things. You guys would love it.
They really should. They really should. Moving on to the main card.
Boom!
Boom! We got Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov.
Dude, Jan Blachowicz, okay. I don't say this lightly. Jan Blachowicz is old.
Yes, he is. He's very old.
I still think he KOs Guskov.
It's funny that you say that.
I think that he's going to put Guskov out cold.
I agree, but I think he's going to submit him.
Really?
Yeah, okay. I do. I think that Jan Blachowicz is playing to his strengths at this point, and I think he's aware that he's not as fast as he was on the feet. He's still good at striking. He's still a good striker. He's good with kicks. He can check kicks like crazy. He's got good defense. His chin is good for his age. But his grappling is incredibly strong in a division that's fucking so weak when it comes to grapplers. And Bogdan Guskov loses every fight he's in until he just wins, but no one has even been close to the caliber of talent of Jan Blachowicz. And even at 42 or 3 years old or whatever he's at, I still think that he has just got it. Like, he's good. And even in his fight with Alberg, like, he clearly lost that fight, but he looked good. He did not look bad. And that was coming off a pretty big layoff, too. So, like, I think Blachowicz gets it done. Yeah,
I like the submission pick, to be honest, because his only loss in the UFC is by submission, and against Volkan Ozdemir. And also, if you remember his fight with Billy Elikana,
yes,
we both were like, "Who is this guy?" And he went out there and out-grappled Guskov. And we were like, whoa.
Yes, I remember that.
On 2 days' notice, we were like, what is going on? Yes. And made it a very competitive fight just by going to the ground. And I really like your pick of submission here. I think that might be worth, throwing some money on that one.
Yeah, I will say there is a chance that Jan Blachowicz, at his age, we've seen the gas tank be a little bit of an enemy to him, especially when he wrestles. However, there's some question marks because it was like 3 years ago at Salt Lake City that we last saw him really grapple, and he got tired, and that was probably due to the altitude, but it could just be that it does tire him out. And then we might see a situation where Jan Blachowicz is just gassed and Bogdan Guskov is just less gassed and makes it happen. However, I'm going to trust my man, Jan, with the legendary Polish power. I think he gets it done.
Legendary
Polish power. Anything else to add to this fight?
No. I think I didn't even think about submission, and I'm sad that I didn't, because I think you're a genius.
Oh, thanks, Doc. Do you want to introduce the next one? It has one of your favorite fighters in the UFC in it.
Dude, I dislike both of these guys just about equally. Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot.
Yes.
This is Cejudo's retirement fight, supposedly, unless if he gets another Mexican. That's what he said. I didn't make that up.
That is interesting.
Yeah, he said that. He said he's done unless if he gets another Mexican on a big card.
Okay.
Those are his words, not mine. I think he beats Talbot.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
How do you see that going down?
Like Mario Batista level smudge.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is not going to be a fun fight. I think this fight's going to be so boring.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a hot take for sure.
I don't know if it's that hot. I think there's plenty of people that think Henry Cejudo gets it done. Because there's a lot of people who just doubt Peyton Talbot and don't think that his grappling is good at all. And because of the what the fuck is the guy that beat him? Why can't I think of his name?
Yeah, that
Coyote Barcelos.
Right, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that guy. Yeah, no, I think that's a reasonable pick, but I'm going the other way. I think Peyton Talbot KOs this little dork.
Dude, if that happens, that would be bananas.
I genuinely think that like Peyton Talbot is so much longer, taller, bigger. He's faster than Henry Cejudo. I just
Dude,
don't see
Cejudo,
what Henry Cejudo has here, especially in his last few fights.
he is wrestling, bro.
He has
wrestling.
I mean, but
He has gold. He's a gold medalist. Did you know that Henry Cejudo was a gold medalist?
dude, I had no, I had no idea. That completely changes my pick.
I can't believe that you missed that. Yeah, Henry Cejudo is a gold medalist. Actually,
No, I think that Peyton Talbot is. I think his grappling. I think he got by Johnny Barcelos, who we are seeing is actually pretty good. I think that Peyton Talbot did the classic thing that happens to a lot of up and comers that buy into their own hype and just didn't think that he was beatable. Or, sometimes people just have a bad night at the office. I think that's what we saw because Peyton Talbot coming out on short notice as a replacement fighter against, what was the last guy he fought? Now I can't remember his name. Jesus Christ.
Felipe Lima, I think.
Yeah, Felipe Lima,
Talbot?
Who's also a pretty strong grappler. Coming out there, holding his own, doing fine with the takedown defense. And we've seen in other fights, Peyton Talbot has pretty good takedown defense and good submission ability and scramble ability. I think that his frame is going to work very well for him in defending from Henry Cejudo. But I also think Cejudo is like, the way he strikes on the feet is like perfect for Peyton Talbot to just counter or throw something down the middle and just smoke this little guy in the head. Because like Henry Cejudo does this thing where his chest is like back with his waist forward almost, and he's like bouncing back and forth, and he keeps his head back and like his chin up in the air and leans. And I think that Peyton Talbot will just throw something down the middle and just throw this guy back and just bonk him real bad. And then maybe he follows up.
Henry Cejudo's striking style, or not even style, but his stance is like he had a gold medalist in like Taekwondo almost. That's what it reminds me of, like a dude who has crazy kicks.
Yeah.
But he does not have crazy kicks.
No.
I could totally see Peyton Talbot just launching a 2 just straight down the pipe and just smoking Cejudo. But we haven't seen Cejudo put out, have we? Like put out cold?
No, I don't think we've ever seen him put out cold. We've seen him get TKO'd.
But not out cold.
Yeah. I just think that like he's older now, he's slower now.
Maybe he's also smarter now, and I don't know if you knew he had a gold medal in wrestling.
Sure, but I think Talbot is really good. I think Talbot is that good. I think that he's good enough to beat Cejudo. Cejudo's undersized in this matchup. Out of the two of them, I genuinely do think Peyton Talbot will be stronger. Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. You really believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
I've been kind of trolling because I don't care much about this fight at all.
Yeah.
But I disagree with that 100%. I think Peyton or Cejudo will be the stronger guy.
Even older though, when he's losing like muscle mass and dexterity. I don't know, dude.
Older. He's not like 55. He's 38, bro. We've seen some.
Yeah, but at 135, like that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think. I think that might be overblown a little bit, in my opinion.
Maybe, but
I once again I want to preface this. I do not think this fight will be fun at all. I think that Talbot will have a moment on the feet, and then the rest of the 12 minutes after that are going to be spent off the ground.
That's
But
possible, yeah.
I think that you're disrespecting Cejudo a little bit here. And I know I'm not standing up for Cejudo because, listen, it's annoying. The whole thing, all the belts,
Yeah.
the medals, all that is obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I do think that he gets disrespected a little more than he probably deserves.
I don't know, though, because, like, I think back to his last few fights, and, like, against Merab, he did hurt Merab on the feet. He ain't doing that to Peyton Talbot. I don't think. I'm pretty confident he's not going to do that to Peyton Talbot. He had nothing for Merab. And that was a Merab that is arguably a different fighter than we have today. In the Aljo fight, I know this is going to hurt you. I don't think Aljo was very good, and he struggled in that fight. Pretty bad. There wasn't anything in that fight too that was like, wow, Henry Cejudo, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, we were close. I'm pretty sure, if my memory is not mistaken, that fight was a split decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the decision was close, but nothing really happened in that
nothing.
fight.
No, that was one of the worst Aljo fights, and I say that with a heavy heart because all Aljo's fights are insane, but that one was kind of boring.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one.
And then, and in the Song fight, he just did not. He just didn't look like he had it. I mean, not only that, I saw a statistic too. I keep this in mind. I saw a statistic because your mentality is that his path to victory is grappling, right?
I think that it's not even necessarily grappling. I think it's just going to be like smudge wrestling.
Okay, so
like really boring.
In his last few fights, Henry Cejudo has shot 19 takedowns. How many of those do you think he's actually gotten?
The fact that you're telling me this says it's probably really low.
It's 4.
So, like, that's insane.
So, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything to Peyton Talbot. Genuinely.
To be fair, I want to say, that's against Aljo and Sterling. Or Aljo and Merab.
Sure.
Those are both, in my opinion. Actually, I don't even think this is an opinion. This is factual. They're both better grapplers than Peyton Talbot.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I think that Peyton Talbot's probably, I don't know.
And also using
Peyton
your
Talbot
logic again, you always use this. You always use this logic.
Yeah.
With Peyton Talbot being as big as he is and as tall as he is,
yes,
it's gonna be a lot easier to get the takedown. That's the logic you pull out.
When it depends on the size difference. Sometimes like taller, lankier guys, it makes it much harder, and I think that'll be the case in this fight. Like I think especially with how short Cejudo is, I don't see that being like a massive factor.
Can I bring out one more hypothesis into this, or one more addition into this equation?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Okay. Does the gold medal change your mind?
Not at all. I think that Henry Cejudo is not a good fighter in this era. I think that before he left, maybe he was considered good. Since he has come back, he has accomplished and shown nothing.
I think we should tell everyone too that you are almost, actually not even almost, you're a Cejudo hater a little bit. You're a Cejudo hater for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trolling him so much about this gold medal. And I also am kind of a Talbot hater.
Yeah.
So we should put a bet on this. We're gonna bet on this fight.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
All
right, moving on.
Let's move on. We spent so much
fucking time on that fight. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Who do you think wins this one?
Bro, this one is, in my opinion, stylistically the best fight of the night. I think this fight is going to be insane. This is my fight of the night. I think that this fight has a very high probability of getting fight of the night, which it sounds crazy, and I'm probably going to regret that. I just don't, bro. Brandon Moreno in his last fight looked like otherworldly against Steven Erceg. I know, and I get it. It's Erceg. Everyone has their opinion on Erceg.
Yeah.
Bro, Moreno was better than Moreno with the belt. And like I thought he looked incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Tyra's coming off of his fight with Park.
Yeah.
Young Sung Park.
Yep.
Short notice, right? That was short notice?
Yep.
Okay. Looked good. His fight with Royval was not great. I remember watching that, and we both were just trolling his head movement because it was zero.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to get tested, I think, against Moreno. Moreno, really good boxer, really maybe not really good boxer, really clean boxer, and it has good grappling, solid jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Tyra is mostly jiu-jitsu, and I'm really excited to see Tyra on the feet, though. To be honest, I hope that this fight stays on the feet. I don't know if it will, but I I like both these guys a lot, so I'm really struggling with this. Who are you picking?
I'm gonna pick Brandon Moreno. I think that Steve Urseg, in my personal opinion, is still very good. I think that him getting caught and knocked out by Kaikara France is a bit overblown in how negatively they attribute it to his career. Steve Urseg was competitive in that fight with Brandon Moreno. I think it was closer. I think Brandon Moreno clearly won, but I think it's closer than people make it out to be. Brandon Moreno looked great in that fight. I think that is a testament to how talented he is because, again, I think that Steve Urseg is great. My thing with this is Brandon Moreno just has, in my opinion, in my mind, just the best style to neutralize Tatsuro Taira outside of Royval. Brandon Moreno's wrestling is good. His jiu-jitsu is very competent. His scrambles are good. He's very good at not getting taken down or getting out of situations when he is taken down and being dangerous and while doing so. And I do think that he has the second best boxing in the division. He's just very solid. And Tatsuro Taira struggles with people that can defend takedowns and who have competent striking. Like he still does. And we've kind of seen that. I think that Brandon Moreno is just going to be better here. He's looked so good. He's motivated. He's still pretty young, all things considered. Like, yeah. And that's not even a knock against Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira is very good. He's going to stay, I think, in the top 5 of the division for quite a while.
Dude, he's only 25, I think.
Yeah.
He's
young.
So young.
And he's such a step above everybody else in the division. Like, I don't think most people below Tatsuro Taira can fight him or beat him, but I think Brandon Moreno can. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have always said that Moreno is amazing. And I think that he looks the best that he's ever looked in these last 2 fights against who is it? Urseg and the other dude, the number 4.
Yeah, Amir Albazi, who's another like predominant like grappler.
Yeah. So he does have like the neutralizing style. I think that's going to help. That's why I'm hoping this fight takes place on the feet. To be honest, I want to see Tyra on the feet. His striking is solid. His defense and his head movement is what we've seen issues with.
Yeah. So. The problem is I don't know if solid striking is enough to get you past Brandon Moreno.
No, it's not. It's not. But I'm hoping he's like I said, dude. He's 25. Dude's crazy young. So he's going to keep getting better, and I think this is a really good test for him. The winner of this is probably going to get the title shot.
Oh yeah, so. Definitely. So it's going to be good. So what's your final pick?
I'm also going Moreno. Nice. I think that this is going to be by decision.
Yeah, I agree. But cool.
Winner of that fight will fight our co-main event, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alex Pantoja versus your guy, Joshua Van.
My boy.
Take this one away.
Okay.
This is all you.
Yeah, this is a compelling fight. This is interesting. Pantoja has virtually cleared out the division at this point. The only person he really hasn't fought is Tatsuro Taira. Just straight up.
Yeah, that is true.
Or the new surging contender Joshua Van, who just put on an incredible performance against Brandon Royval. Super impressive. Number 1 contender at flyweight, and he beats him. I mean, this dude is special.
On short notice.
Like his he has the best striking at flyweight. No contest. He's so crisp. His boxing is so clean. He's so defensively sound. He cuts angles well. He hunts people. He has good finishing instincts, even though he doesn't get a lot of finishes just because it's flyweight. He's always there and hunting people down when they're hurt. And that's a great quality to have. That's going to be really interesting coming up against Alexander Pantoja, who has just held onto this belt for fucking eons, it feels like. Rightfully so. He's so good. Pantoja is an underappreciated champion. I mean, the gas tank is insane. The chin is insane. His striking is pretty good. He's kind of just very well rounded. But I think Joshua Van is the kryptonite. I think Joshua Van is just fast enough, just slick enough, and just good enough with his defense. I think he can get it done. I think he can just outdo him, straight up. I don't have a lot of like shit for this because there's so many unknowns going into it. Like a lot of it is just honestly vibes, hope, and like I genuinely think he's just going to be a bit faster. I think that will make the difference.
I don't know how to say this.
You could say, I mean, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of how to say this properly.
Okay.
I don't disagree, but I think that there's a lot of things that you just said that are still very unknown about Joshua Van. Like saying that he's the best striker is definitely a possibility, but we've also not seen him fight all these guys at the top. We've seen him fight dudes, at the bottom of the rankings or outside of the rankings and look amazing. And we've seen him against Royval, yes, but I don't even think Royval is the best striker at flyweight before. So I think it's just very hard to say that he's for sure undoubtedly the greatest striker at flyweight.
That is interesting to me. You don't think Royval's the best striker at flyweight?
Royval or Van?
Royval.
Did I think Royval was the best striker before the Van fight?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Really? Who's better than him?
I'd have to let me pull it up.
I'm just curious, genuinely.
Just what do you mean? Just like I guess what do you mean by best striker? The most dangerous striker?
No, like just he's fundamentally like the best. Like fastest, crispest, like constantly lands, good at defending.
Yeah. No, I think that Pantoja is hard to argue, but we've also only seen Pantoja dominate. But like Urseg has looked great just on the feet, striking wise. Urseg, I think, is top. Royval's up there. I'm not saying that he's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that there's not like Moreno, Royval, Van. I think that Van is the most dangerous striker at flyweight.
Okay.
But I don't know if I necessarily agree that he's the best.
Okay.
And I also do not think that is enough to beat Pantoja. Okay. Pantoja is so experienced, has been held that belt for my entire life practically. And we've said this a lot. We've always said, "Oh, dude, this is the guy that's going to take Pantoja out." Kai Kara France is dangerous. Kaya Sakura is coming in, and that guy can fight, man. He's dangerous. All this stuff. We've seen Pantoja Royval. We've seen Pantoja Urseg. I don't think it's enough, bro. I really don't think it's enough. I don't know how else to say it. I think that Pantoja is going to make this look easy.
Okay.
I think that people are really hyping up Van, which is well deserved, and I really like Joshua Van. But I think some people are putting a lot on him, and he's extremely young. This is nothing negative about Joshua Van. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get that part through. That this is not a diss on Joshua Van at all. He's 24 years old, the number one contender, and fighting for a belt. That's insane. But I need to see more.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's really what it comes down to. If he goes out there, and I'm telling you, even if he has a competitive fight with Pantoja, and competitive just being active is really all I need. Just putting things out, which I know he'll do. He's gonna throw. It's just what happens when he gets to the ground. And Pantoja is, I think, the best grappler at 125. It's hard to argue that. But I need this. I'm curious. I'm not on the train yet, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. That's fair.
So this is another one that you and I are going to disagree on.
Yeah. It's so true. Like there's so many unknowns about this fight. Like I said, I'm banking mostly on the fact that like I think Joshua Van has competent enough takedown defense to get out of situations where he is on the ground and to avoid them when possible. And I think he's just going to be faster and crisper because like Alexander Pantoja's striking is good, but I wouldn't say it's the fastest, and it's also not um, his defense. His striking defense is straight up bad. He eats so many shots, which when you have a chin, you can do that. But if Joshua Van just keeps landing on you and landing on you, especially if he's like just using his speed and elusiveness, like that damage is just going to add up in terms of scoring.
He did that with Royval too, though. I mean, I don't think that he's going to be able to just like one shot Pantoja, and
No, I'm not saying he's going to knock him out at all. I don't think that's even a possibility.
If he drops Pantoja, yeah, even if he dropped Pantoja, I don't think that he would want to follow him to the ground because we've seen every fight now of Pantoja with his belt is just submission city.
Yeah,
I'm really like I'm looking right now at Joshua Van's previous fights, and it's like, yes, he's looked amazing, and it's really tough, and it's hard for me to argue, to be honest with you, that like he hasn't earned it because he's 100% earned it. That's not the argument I'm making, but just talking about all this, because if you take out the Royval fight, you're like, okay, you know, this dude's a really good prospect, and then oh shit, he beat Royval.
Yeah.
It's a really weird spot because we've never had this where someone just comes in short notice, fights the number one contender from unranked, and is just that guy all of a sudden.
Yeah. So, I think it is worth looking at the Ray Saruya fight. I think that is a very good...
The Ray Saruya fight was one of my favorite fights of all time.
Yeah.
Do you remember me texting you
yes.
as that fight was happening? I was like, bro, are you watching this?
Yes.
This is insane.
Well,
that fight was amazing.
Because I think Ray Saruya is bound for the rankings soon.
100%.
It's going to happen. And Ray Saruya in that fight was like, he looked great. His takedowns he was shooting were so fast. He is incredibly good at wrestling. And Joshua Van was just on top of his fucking game with his takedown defense. And so I think we're going to see something similar against Pantoja.
This is also... I don't know how much we all think about this, and I'm. This is what I said. There's a lot of unknowns about Joshua Van. He's never been in this scenario, in a scenario similar to this, co-main event on a pay-per-view, fighting for a title. All the lights are on him. He's fought in a lot of prelims, and he had the fight with Royval. It's a different feeling. It has to be fighting for the title, having all the media, all the fans, all this going on. I'm curious how he responds to all of it, and whenever he gets in the octagon, is he going to be ready? Like, is he going to be 100% there? I hope so. I want Joshua Van to win. Also, I don't know if I said that. I want him to win, but I just don't. I don't want to bet against a Pantoja either. So
fair.
I'm very stuck. I'm very stuck on this.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the main event. We've got Merab Dvalishvili rematching Petr Yan for the bantamweight belt this time. I don't know why it's messed up on the UFC's website, but this is what it is. So enjoy the enlarged pictures of the two of them on the side of the screen. I'm just going to keep this pretty simple on my end. Like, I'm a Petr Yan fan. I think he's awesome. I do think in the first fight, it was obvious that he was compromised because he only threw his right hand like 4 times. He said that it was broken, but he didn't say that until like, fucking way after the fight. So it doesn't seem like he's making excuses necessarily. Plus, he's changed camps since then and has seemed to look a bit better. Overall, though, like, Merab is Merab. I think Merab is just going to win this. He's going to do the same thing he's done in all of his other fights, and he is just going to fucking wrestle Petr Yan probably to a decision. I think it's that simple.
Yeah. I think there's not much we could really say about this. Both of these guys, by the way, have gotten much better since the last time they fought. In my opinion, like since the first fight of this happening, both guys have gotten so much better. Merab is just insane at the level that he progressed once he got the belt, and then from all of his fights after that has looked better and better every one.
Yeah.
So, I also think Merab decision, probably the same exact thing that happened last time. Maybe not like 50 takedowns attempts, but because we've seen Merab on the feet in his last couple fights look really good. I don't think it's Petr Yan good, but comparable.
Yeah. Yeah, no. He's looked great. His striking has definitely improved. Yeah, I just think it's going to be enough to get it done. There's
I
just
don't.
not much more to say than that. Rob is just that good.
Yeah, I don't think that there's an active bantamweight that I would pick to beat Merab.
Yeah,
It is just not
I agree.
at this current time. Maybe when Merab's 42 or something, but
Maybe.
even then, it's gonna be tough to find one.
Yeah. Damn. Well, that's the card, everybody.
There it is.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your picks in the comments below as we wish a shitty goodbye to the ESPN pay-per-view era. So long and good riddance. Anything you want to say before we clock out of this one?
Loner Kavanaugh's ranked somehow.
There you go. That's our wisdom for the day.
Let's go.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll see you later. Peace.